everyone, today I've got your Transcendence movie review. Christopher Nolan's longtime cinematographer Wally Pfister starts his directorial debut with Transcendence, starring Johnny Depp, Paul Bettany, Rebecca Hall, Morgan Freeman, and a whole bunch of well-known actors who come together to discover a new age of artificial intelligence, but at what cost? I had to look up the definition of Transcendence because I had to make sure it made sense to me while watching the movie. I was really looking forward to seeing this movie due to the fact that I have been a fan of Wally's since, he's been cinematographer, and I actually have been, I have been hearing bad things about this movie, and I was just thinking, how could that be? Like, I couldn't even believe it. It did originally look like it was going to be a decent hit with a few things that, I knew I wasn't going to truly understand, especially from the trailers. I felt like they were very misleading, and it looked cool. It looked like a cool concept, but it just didn't pay off in the end. There were obviously some problems with the storyline and the overall concept. Like I said, it was just all over the place, and it didn't seem like it was getting its point across to the audience. So I, can understand why there is so much hate for this movie, why people just don't generally love it like they should have. Not that everybody's expecting to love a movie. I, can understand why there is so much hate for this movie, why people just don't generally love it like they should have. Not that everybody's expecting to love a movie right when you first see it. I personally love to give movies a chance, even if they do end up being flops. I just think it would be annoying to viewers, probably because, this is like the same incident that I saw when I was watching The Purge, that, and I still can't believe they're making a sequel to that movie. I mean, it was a good concept, but it was just poorly, delivered. The one thing I was impressed with was the acting. I haven't seen Johnny Depp take a risk like this. I mean, because it was, his first movie where he doesn't have to go over the top and wear makeup and put on these crazy costumes, and he just looks like himself. And I think it was cool that he did sound like Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey when he does get to that stage as a character in the movie. And I obviously saw that movie last week. I definitely thought his acting was pretty intense. Everyone else, though, seemed like they were just background characters, though there were some stand-up performances. There were, roles that I did like to see, and they just didn't really seem to serve much of a purpose other than either, taking over these, people and society and trying to bring people down or trying to save the world. And it was just that crazy balance, having Kate Mara and Cillian Murphy, who did have some stand-up performances. So after a while, I did feel like I was losing interest into this movie. I mean, there was this one line from Rebecca Hall's character where she says, "I don't get it." And I was like, girl, I was thinking the exact same thing. It's a shame because I thought this movie was going to be good and was going to have some kind of potential. And having the backing of Christopher Nolan, who was on as executive producer, being one of the biggest directors in Hollywood, just wasn't enough to create a masterpiece. It was expected because changing careers and attempting to be a director takes a lot of work. I just didn't see it happen here. Although the movie did seem to send a message across about changing the world and improving the future, as they just kept on saying over and over again, the spectacle and the special effects were just not good enough to keep me interested with the story. It also could have been a little bit shorter, considering this movie was almost it was over 2 hours long, so I just felt like that was just totally unnecessary. Overall, I thought the movie wasn't as great as anticipated, so I can't say if I will see this movie again. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Transcendence. should Wally Pfister continue to be a director, or should he go back to being a cinematographer? What did you think of Johnny Depp in a more natural movie role? As always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. Got more movie reviews, movie updates. Come back every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.